Okay, so here we are, day number 5, and today's video is titled The Winning Variables to Stop Neglecting. Okay, so this video is so important because yes, training can be in a really good place, nutrition can be in a really good place, but if I'm honest with you, you can still not make progress if these winning variables aren't in place or if you are neglecting them as well. Okay, again, I'm going to keep this short and sweet because each variable I can go off on tangents and I don't want to do that for you today. If you have any questions or need further information, just drop me a message, reply to this email, and I'll give you that support that you need as well. Okay, so let's get into it. One of the variables, or the first winning variable, is going to reach over here. It should be around here somewhere. You may have seen this in the habit building video. My water bottle right here. Okay, so if you watch the habit building video, I place this bottle next to the kettle every night to when I wake up in the morning, instead of just going to put the kettle on to put a coffee together, I would have this whole bottle first, so 750 ml straight down. So then I'm already ahead, I'm winning the day straight away by consuming more water, which is gonna allow me a greater chance of me hitting my water goal by the end of the day of about 3.5 to 4 liters of water every day. Okay, so I don't want to go on a tangent, but water intake is so important. The more water you put into your body, the more excess water weight it will flush out at the same time too. But water is so important for obviously keeping you hydrated and looking after a whole host of internal systems that's going on to help keep you alive, alongside help you to move forward to your fitness goals more efficiently, whether that is being in a calorie deficit or being in a surplus. Okay, that's all I'm going to say on that today. Next one is going to be NEAT. So we'll look at NEAT. You may not have heard of it. Non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Okay, so it's all the movements that you do in the day that is non-structured exercise. So yes, I say to a lot of my clients is a lot of the progress you make, 5%, roughly 5% of the progress you make in your day to day comes from the gym. What about that 95% afterwards? Yes, nutrition comes into the equation, all these different variables, but things like water, things like getting your steps in is so crucial, because NEAT is anything to do with like cleaning the house, taking a flight of stairs instead of taking the lift. It's any sort of extra movements. If I stand up and walk to the other side of the gym, go to the toilet and come back, who knows, I might have burnt 5 calories, or I might have burnt 10 calories, as an example. And if I'm looking to be in a calorie deficit and lose body fat, doing that across the whole of the day, looking after my NEAT, is going to help me to burn a lot more calories than what I'd burn during my training session. Okay, so if you've used a Fitbit or a tracker when you've done an exercise or done a whole workout, you may see that you might have burnt 400 to 800 calories as an example in that workout. Okay, depending on how low intensity or high intensity it is. But you can burn a whole lot more calories throughout the whole course of the day. So it's important not to just to come in for the training session, then just be sat at your office job for the rest of the day and go straight home, straight onto your sofa to watch TV, watch Netflix, then go to bed, because you've not really burnt as many calories as you could potentially burn. When we talk about getting your steps in, 10,000 calories is the big number to aim for. And I'm not going to say it too much, but a Japanese company, I think it was, they made one of the first step counters, and their marketing ploy was to throw out the number 10k steps, and that helped them to achieve more sales with that product. But without me waffling, 10,000 is still a great number to achieve as an average for, it depends on the goal. If you're looking to lose body fat, the more steps you do, the better in a sense as well. So if you can do 12,000, 15,000, and more times than not, that's going to be really beneficial to moving you forward more efficiently with your fat loss goals. Okay, so think about taking a morning walk or an evening walk or an afternoon stroll between, calls or whatever job you have. You might have a very active job. You might be working on scaffolding or roofing. Anything that is like myself. I'm a personal trainer. I work with a lot of people on the gym floor. I'm walking around a lot. I'm moving in weights around, and on top of my own training. So it puts me in a good place to be in a good place of having good NEAT, if that makes sense. So even if you are looking to build muscle and you're in a calorie surplus, it's important to still get a good amount of steps in. You don't have to get as much steps in as the person who needs to be losing body fat, but it's still important to look after your body outside of the gym as well as inside of the gym as well. Okay, hopefully that made sense and I've not waffled. Next point is going to be sleep. Okay, sleep I'm just going to touch on. You know, you're only as good as your recovery in your sleep. So if I am sleeping 5 hours or 4 hours every night, I can't expect my body to be able to do personal bests on deadlifts week to week, because my body is still trying to recover and repair. It's like if I've got a cut on my hand, I'm not letting that scar tissue recover. I'm just going to be rubbing it with sandpaper and applying more pressure to it. That's going to just stop it from recovering. You know, so that's the same with how you are in terms of your sleep. I don't want to go too sciencey, but I'm not going to go too sciencey. I thought of a term I was going to throw out there, but I'm not going to say it. But sleep is important. So if you can aim for between 7 to 9 hours as an average, as a guide of sleep, then that puts your body into a more restorative state, mentally as well as physically. It's going to prepare you for the next day better as well. Okay, so please try to go to bed a little bit early if you are really low on sleep normally, or just try and make different changes where you can. We can look at different variables such as food intake and vitamins and supplements that can potentially help with that. But let's just keep it nice and simple in terms of just what habit can you change first with your sleep to move you forwards. So sleep is a winning variable when you get enough, okay? And when it's unbroken as well. So we ain't gonna talk too much more about that. After that is stress management. So depends on the type of job you have, the type of lifestyle that you lead. But another term I want to throw out, but I don't want to throw out, I'll throw this one out, is allostatic load. Okay, so every day we accumulate a certain amount of stress on the body, where by the end of the day, once you sleep, you empty that cup. So allostatic load is you fill in that bottle up with water from when you wake up, and then you put in a lot of stress on the body, and then by the end of the day, you're going to be tired, right? So, your body needs to mentally recover as well. So when you allow your body to recover, just if you listen to music, if you read a book, if you go for a walk, when you are sleeping, that bottle needs to be empty by the end of the day. So for the next day, it's fresh. And if you are overflowing too much into this cup, you're going to be overflowing with water, overflowing with stress, and it's just going to hinder the performance that the progress that you're going to make with your physique, whether you're looking to lose body fat or build muscle. Your body can essentially go into a defense mechanism state, or into like a state where it just holds on to everything it currently has. So the amount of body fat, the muscle tissue that's there, the weight will stay the same if your body is overly stressed, okay? Because it's a defense mechanism just to hold its current state, if that makes sense. There's a whole lot more we can talk about with stress. That's me trying to just go on the tip of the iceberg a little bit for you. With my clients, I use a welcome guide that goes more in depth about stress, the stress curve, and all these ways to manage stress. And it's also in my Team KG Facebook community too, where we do coaching calls where I support everybody, but I'm not going to go into a spiel about that today. Okay, so after that, digestion is another important one as well. So your gut health is so vital for everything internally to function properly, so that you can still make the progress you need to make. So from, when we talk about, again, being in a deficit, being in a surplus, if you're looking to lose body fat or gain it, the conditions need to be right inside your body as well. So consuming foods that don't agree with you is going to make your body go into a state where it's just, you're going to feel it on the toilet, you're going to feel it during the day if you're bloated, you're going to have all these different things going on. That's just going to hinder the fat loss or the muscle building process, because your body's so fixated and focused on getting back to homeostasis, getting back to a position where it's safe, it feels safe, and everything is stable again, okay? So getting fruit and vegetables into your body that work with your body definitely will make sure you are going in the right direction as well. But if your body's consuming too many, processed foods that your body doesn't really agree with, it's just going to hinder the progress you make. I'm very much like, I want more time with you on these videos, but this is where I have all these different options to work with me. And, you can always drop me a message and I'll give you more information about all these different winning variables. But I'm just going to leave it on that today and say, if you want to get the most out of your body transformation, focus on your sleep, focus on your water, your stress management, and your digestion, okay? And the NEAT, if I didn't say NEAT already then as well. So I'm going to leave you on that for day 5, and I'll see you on day 6. Take care.